All right, hello wine drinking people. Today is Saturday, May 29th, the last broadcast for the month of May. All right, well, we had a great week in the store last week, and we just had one supplier in yesterday. You know, it's a holiday weekend. Most people are taking the 3-day weekend seriously and getting started early yesterday. So Tanya stopped by with some of their French portfolio from GOS. And we had a few wines, a very interesting Grenache-based sparkling wine from the Loire Valley. I don't know that I've ever had a Grenache-based sparkler, which was pretty good. And then we had Sancerre, which was okay. And then a little Puy-Fusé for $40. Are you kidding me? $40? Anyways, Picpoul, kind of an interesting thing that the Picpoul wine from the Côte de Languedoc was the best wine for the money in the group. You know you got problems. Okay. Then a little Gigondas, which was okay. And then a Côte de Bourg for $48? Are you out of your mind? And then a Lalande de Pomerol after that for $50. Okay, Tanya, we like you, but wines are way overpriced, man. And not bad wines, but I look at a portfolio like this and just think, what are these guys smoking? You know, Lalande de Pomerol should be $20, $30. Even the greatest Lalande de Pomerol, La Fleur de Board, we have on sale for $30 a bottle. So, better check, price check on aisle 9 with GOS. Okay, the event we've been waiting for all week, the vintage Brunello tasting last night. We had to kind of manipulate, massage the lineup a little bit at the last minute. We only had 8 people. 9 people, including myself, and I don't mind that. I don't mind having a small group. That way we get to drink more. And what a great night last night was, and we still have a little bit of wine left in one of these bottles here, so we didn't do a very good job. Oh, that was the wine that Hermes brought, the extra, the 1993 Frigale. Thank you much, Hermes Ortiz, for adding one more to the party at the end. But a stunning lineup. I couldn't find the 1993 Renina, which is one of the wines from Angelo Gaia. So I had to throw in, well, first I looked at the group, and a great group last night, great customers, good friends. Let's pop open the Gianfranco Soldera Cassi Bass 1993. And whenever you do a Brunello tasting and throw a wine in from Gianfranco Soldera, it steals the show. And it was one of the best wines on the table last night. Not a great vintage 1993, but Gianfranco Soldera makes his wine with passion, and every grape is picked at the optimum point of ripeness. This is the property that when Angelo Gaia went into Montalcino to buy vineyards, he looked at this property and said, Gianfranco, I want to buy your vineyard. Gianfranco said, no, 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 Angelo, I'm not selling. So what did he do? He bought the property right next door. That's where the Sugaril and the Renina come from. So outstanding, and the Sugaril probably the second best wine of the night for me last night. This 1995 vintage, a killer vintage in Tuscany, still young. This wine still has some tannins to resolve, very big, lots of layers of flavors, really concentrated, lovely freshness on the finish. That was probably my number 2 wine of the night, and you know, everything on the table was great. We cut out the 1977 Biondi Santi. Would have been interesting to try that wine, but it was still over at the warehouse. We kind of had a hectic day in the store yesterday, and I've had it before. Not a great bottle, but still interesting to taste something that old, Biondi Santi being the first producer of Brunello di Montalcino back over 100 years ago, so a legendary producer, maybe not considered the best producer today. The producers we had on the table, however, the Madonna del Piano 1996 gets my vote for the best wine after being open at the end of the night. This wine continued to evolve and get better. Again, from a vintage maybe not considered to be great, 1996, but whenever this wine is made, it is great. And Vincenzo guarantees his wine for your entire lifetime. That's right. My wines will be good for your entire life. That's his guarantee. And I have to say, he's never let me down yet. So the 1996 Madonna, stunning. And then 2 surprises, the 1994 Canalico de Sopra and the 1998 Canalico de Sopra. Both wines from vintages that weren't considered great, but I would say they definitely were not the underlings on the table. They stood up to these greater vintage wines. Canalico, a great producer, and one of the old school producers, still uses large oak, does not use small barriques. Very classic style Brunello. And the 94 still quite fresh, and the 98s always steal the show. One of the best vintages to drink today. Even though they hold Brunello back for 5 years, I find that great vintages need 10, 15 or more years in your cellar before they're drinking at their peak. The 1997 vintage, which got a lot of hype, was also up there in my favorites. 1997 Donna Olga, a great wine, a single vineyard from the Centolani group, and the 97 vintage was very highly regarded. This wine, I mean, drinking at or near its peak right now, really soft, really seductive, and one of the wines of the night in terms of drinkability. But again, no dogs on the table last night. A great tasting. That's all I've got for you this week. I'm getting ready for my day off tomorrow. I'll be here for a couple hours on Monday if you guys drink through your stash over the weekend and need to replenish for your last day off. So I'm your host, Andrew Lampazone, signing off, saying remember, always drink the good Brunello first.